Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Geordieland 1892. I deeply apologise that I didn't do anything on the Brighton game. It's to do with personal reasons, and I'm not going to mention it on here. But basically, this week I've been a bit snowed under. So, well, I wish there was snow here. Like, it's absolutely boiling. And it has been for 3 months, and I'm sick of it. It's been a bit of a week, really. Obviously, transfers, rumours still flying about, linked to everybody in the world, basically. And we've been linked to every player, probably around the world, since January, like I keep saying. Still, yet no real breakthrough on a transfer, on a striker. But, you know, Eddie Howe and his team are trying very hard. Obviously, Dan Ashworth's out there, and they're trying very, very hard. And I guess, you know, they want the right player rather than just signing someone. The players that they bring in have got to figure into the plans. And, in how I trust so far since January and the summer signings that he has made, I think it's been fantastic. Really, the club have turned a massive corner, and like I say, you can't doubt any of the signings that he's brought in. Now, obviously, at the moment, there's a lot of talk about João Pedro, the Watford player. Newcastle now have put 2 bids in for João Pedro, and he wants to come to Newcastle. He would like to play alongside Joe Linton and Bruno. It makes sense, I suppose. Now, I've heard good reports about him, I've heard bad reports about him, but at the end of the day, if Eddie Howe wants him, well, I'm sold. He must see something in him, and he knows a lot more than me. So if he wants to bring him in and he can see where he can make a difference, well, go for it, Apparently, the last bid was 25 million. Watford rejected it. They really don't want to sell him, obviously. He is one of their best players. And obviously, the Watford fans don't want to see him go either. But they're looking at closer to 30 million. I think this could happen. I think the two clubs will meet in the middle somewhere, and I can see that happen. Now, obviously, the transfer window closes at 11 p.m. On September the 1st. There's still plenty of time, and the way I see it, I think there's going to be a lot of business being done in the few days before the end of the window. I can see players panicking, clubs panicking, and a lot of things happening all at once. Now, obviously, we've been linked with Gonzalo Ramos from Benfica. That seems dead in the water. He's a player that, I mean, he scored last week for Benfica. He's a good player. He scored against us in the friendly. But it seems that if he's going to go anywhere, it would seem that he seems to be destined to go to Wolves. Basically, Benfica have said he's going nowhere anyway until the 23rd of August, where they play their second leg game against Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League playoffs. So I think it could all depend on that, whether that player leaves or whether he stays. If they make Champions League football, I'm sure he's going to stay. Maybe if they don't, maybe he's going to go on the move. But I think for Newcastle, that one is an X. I think that one's done and dusted. Now, obviously, Paqueta has been on everyone's lips for a long time, and I've heard reports that we've never gone in for him. I've heard reports that we have gone in for him. I believe that we have talked to try and sign that player, and I still think it's ongoing. And I think that we might still be in with a chance of signing Paqueta, to be fair. Now, more transfer news materialised. Now, Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea has 4 players that he basically has no confidence in anymore, and he wants them out the door. And the 4 Chelsea men are Amanda Broja, Conor Gallagher, who is high on Eddie Howe's list, to be fair, and Amanda Broja, but also, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic. Now, the American striker could do well at Newcastle, I think. I think he could do well. He, I think, he hasn't had the greatest amount of playing time at Chelsea, but as news came out that, Newcastle are the 6th biggest supported Premiership team in the United States of America at the moment, I think it would make massive sense to bring him in, and not just because of a marketing ploy, because he is a good player. Now, obviously, Conor Gallagher is a good player as well. I think it's all up in the air. But then, now obviously we were talking about the Chelsea 4 there, Amanda Staveley and Miradad were guests down at Stamford Bridge to watch Chelsea v Tottenham Hotspur, and they were guests there, so I'm sure that there was a bit of a dialogue going on about either buying players or loaning players with a view to buy them. There's other reports have come out today that now that Manchester United are about to sign Casemiro from Real Madrid, they, with that money, would like to put a bid together to try and buy Bruno Guimaraes. Now, he's just joined. That's not going to happen. There's no way the club are ever going to let that happen, and I really don't think. Real Madrid could turn your head, but I don't think Bruno's up for that. I think Bruno wants to stay at Newcastle, see the job through for a while, and if it goes well, I think he wants to stay, and that's all there is to it. Now, another one which was pretty funny, mentioning Manchester United before there, was I heard a rumour that I think Marty the Mad Magpie actually put this up on a video, but I found the source where it actually came from, and it was Callum Wilson to go to Manchester United. But it seems that it came out of Ali McCoist's mouth on Talk Sport in the morning. He said that Callum Wilson would be a good acquisition for Man United at this moment in time. Now, I did look for that, and it was just Ali McCoist saying, well, I don't see why they're looking so far away when there's a player there. But we know for a fact that's not going to happen either. Manchester United are definitely not going to get him. We are not going to be selling our best players to people like them. Obviously Talk Sport, or you could call it Talk Man United all the time about how bad the club is or how good the club is. Well, they hadn't been really saying how good the club is for a long time. It's an absolute mess, but I'm not getting into Manchester United because that's not anything to do with my channel. But it was. So yeah, last weekend saw us play out a goalless draw at the Amex Stadium against Brighton and Hove Albion. I thought Newcastle played really, really well in the first half. Callum Wilson scoring a goal which was chalked off for dangerous play in the 14th minute. But Newcastle they weren't so great in the second half, I have to say. But I have to say that the defence looked very solid. We did clear 2 off the line. Kieran Trippier and Fabian Schär saving Newcastle United there. But Nick Pope had an awesome game, fantastic game. The internet sensation Nick Pope. He basically made about 5 really good saves to keep us in it. I wasn't that disappointed with that result, to be fair, because it's not a happy hunting ground for us, is it, Brighton? Not in the past. But to come away, we didn't concede. I think in the past we would have, but we kept it together. Obviously, Matty Targett wasn't playing because he had a dead leg, and at the last minute he couldn't play, and Dan Burn had to switch into his position, which gave Sven Botman his first full Premier League debut. But I thought at the back they looked good. Even though Brighton were coming at us, I think they were closing down really well. Like I say, we've come away with a point and we haven't conceded. Now, obviously, the Nottingham Forest game, we won 2-0 and we didn't concede. So here we are, 2 games in, 4 points, and we haven't conceded any goals. That's great. And you know, that speaks volumes about the work that's been done in pre-season and just how our defence has developed in such a short time. On Sunday, we've got Manchester City coming to St James's Park on Sunday afternoon, and you know, obviously last year wasn't the best, was it? We conceded 9 goals in both games. They taught us a lesson really in both games, to be fair. They have a phenomenal squad with a phenomenal manager, really. The way they play, they're very, very difficult to cope with. We have done better in the past, actually, against them in recent years, but now with the introduction of players like Haaland, obviously it just gets tougher and tougher. I think this is going to be a huge test for Newcastle's defence and midfield. I think it'll be interesting to see just where we have arrived, where we have come. You know, it's a very short time, but it will be interesting to see how we play against them. I'm sure Eddie Howe's studied very hard, and he probably has a very good game plan against them. But who knows? You know, if we take the fight to them and unsettle them, and remember, you know, at St James's Park there'll be a hell of an atmosphere. We've got the 12th man. The noise that's been generated at St James's Park lately is just incredible. It just shows you, you know. So, you know, never say never. And I'm not being a doom and gloomist here, but let's see what happens. And you know, it would be marvellous, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be marvellous if we could get 3 points on Sunday against Manchester City? It would just be wonderful, even to get a point, really. That would be a fabulous start of the season when you consider what it was like last season, not winning a game for 14 games. So, for Geordieland 1892, really, that's all I've got to say for this week. I mean, I'm sorry that I didn't do it in the middle of the week, because I normally do. But like I say, I've had a few things going on. All good, by the way, everything's fine, so, you know, nobody has to worry. But looking forward to the Man City game on Sunday, I really am. I just hope we go out there with a bit of fight, and you know, there's no reason why we can't go out there and get 3 points off them. You know, there's no reason. But they're going to have to be really on their game. And like I say, that 12th man at St James's Park is incredible. So from me, keeper, I will ask you once again, please click the thumbs up underneath. It helps the channel grow. It helps, obviously, for our views. Please subscribe. And there's loads of people watching that aren't subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. It's you know, it's it just helps us, and you know, it's great. And then you get notified when the next video comes up if you want. And listen, look after yourselves. All the best. And if you are going to the game on Sunday, have a great time. I'm sure you will. I'll be watching it on TV. And all the best.